Unmute or stay muted as you wish. All right. Once again, good evening, everyone. It is 6 o'clock, and Dr. Patillo, the gavel is yours.
Thank you so much, sir. Good evening again, everyone, and thank you all for joining us for the early session for our February 20th meeting of the Portsmouth City School Board. At this time, I see we have everyone here. Is our vice chair here as of yet? She is not here. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and make a motion myself for us to enter into closed meeting. I move that the board enter into a closed meeting under the provisions of section 2.2-3711 of the Code of Virginia for the following purpose: consideration of personnel matters, including the assignment, performance, and resignation of specific school employees is permitted under subsection A.1. Now, I entertain a second at this time.
Second.
Have a second from Dr. Cotton. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, roll call vote, Madam Clerk. Just take your mute off. Okay.
On the left-hand corner.
There we go. Miss Atkinson,
Yes.
Mrs. Boone, Dr. Cotton,
Yes.
Mrs. Betrayal, Mrs. McSwain,
Yes.
Miss Shoemake,
Yes.
Miss Sessoms,
Yes.
Dr. Walker,
Yes.
Dr. Patillo,
Yes.
7 members present.
Thank you so much. We'll now enter into closed meeting at this time.
All right. Mr. Good is going to be moving everybody into that closed meeting right now.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Dean, can you put me into the breakout room?
One minute.
All right, I think
I'd like to say, Vice Chair.
yes, thank you, Chair. I move that each board member certify that to the best of his or her knowledge, only matters which are lawfully exempted from open meeting requirements and which were identified in the motion to go into closed meeting were heard, discussed, or considered during the preceding closed meeting.
All right. Thank you. We have a second by Ms. Shoemate. Motion made by the Vice Chair to come out of closed session. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, roll call vote, Madam Clerk. You have to unmute.
Bottom left-hand corner.
Ms. Atkinson,
Okay.
Yes.
Ms. Boone,
Okay.
She's absent.
Mr.
Dr.
Dr. Cotton,
Yes.
Ms. Futrell, Ms. McSwain,
Yes.
Ms. Schumate,
Yes.
Ms. Sessoms,
yes.
Dr. Walker,
Yes.
Dr. Patillo.
Yes.
It's unanimous.
Thank you so much. I want to welcome everyone to our regular monthly meeting, virtual because of the winter storm, February 20th for the Portsmouth City School Board. Thank you all for attending virtually through our social media pages and also here on this platform for our staff and board members. I now call this meeting to order. We stand now for a brief moment of silence. Thank you. You may be seated. Ms. Boone is absent on this evening, so I'll ask if Ms. Shoemaker, if you could please lead us in our Pledge of Allegiance and our school board mission statement.
Yes. Okay, if we can all stand. I pledge of allegiance to the
The
flag
flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And now I ask Ms. Shoemaker can lead us in our school board mission statement.
Yes, it went away. Give me 1 second, Chair.
No, okay. Or actually, I can go ahead and do that. So you have to pull that up, if that's okay. The mission of the Portsmouth Public School Division is to engage all students in learning that will foster academic excellence and responsible citizenship. Agenda item 3.5 is the roll call attendance. Madam Clerk.
Ms. Atkinson,
Yes, here.
Dr. Cotton,
Present.
Ms. McSwain,
Present.
Ms. Schumate,
Here.
Ms. Sessoms,
Here,
Dr. Walker,
Here.
Dr. Patillo,
Present.
7 members present.
Thank you so much. And again, Ms. Boone, she had a procedure scheduled for today. She would not be available, and Ms. Futrell is actually on travel today, and her travel got held up due to the winter weather. So that's why she's not present on the call. Agenda item 3.6 is consideration to approve the agenda for February 20th, 2025. I entertain a motion at this time.
Move for approval.
Second.
Motion made by Vice Chair Atkinson, second by Ms. McSwain. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, roll call vote, Madam Clerk.
Ms. Atkinson,
Yes.
Dr. Cotton,
Yes.
Ms. McSwain,
Yes.
Ms. Schumate,
Yes.
Ms. Sessoms,
yes.
Dr. Walker,
Yes.
Dr. Patillo,
Yes,
it's unanimous.
thank you so much. Agenda item 4.1, before we get to that, I do want to take a brief moment to thank Mr. Schleffer and also Dean Good for making this platform available for us to have our meeting virtually this evening. The main reason I did not want to cancel is because we did want to give the public the opportunity to submit responses and comment on the budget before we actually take a vote on that. And we did have the public hearing scheduled for tonight. So thank you all for making that possible. And I'll now move to agenda item 4, which is the public hearing for the proposed FY 2025-26 operating budget. Madam Clerk, did we have any submissions for public comment on the budget?
We did not, sir.
Okay. All right. Okay, I would now move to agenda item 5.1, which is our student representative report. Is Devontae on the call? He's not. All right. But we'll get his written report sent to us. Agenda item 6.1 and 6.2 is public comment for non-agenda and board agenda items. Do we have any public comment submitted for those items at this time?
We do not.
Okay. I know we did have one, but he decided to come to the next meeting to make his comments publicly during the meeting. So he did withdraw his comments. Agenda item 7.1 to 7.9 is consent agenda items listed. Do we have any items that need to be pulled from board members before we have a motion on that? All right. If there are no items that need to be pulled out, entertain a motion at this time.
Move for approval.
Second.
Motion made by Vice Chair Atkinson, second by Ms. Shoemake. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, roll call vote, Madam Clerk.
Ms. Atkinson,
Yes.
Dr. Cotton,
Yes.
Ms. McSwain,
Yes.
Ms. Shoemake,
Yeah.
Ms. Sessoms,
Yes.
Dr. Walker,
Yes.
Dr. Patillo,
Yes.
it's unanimous.
Thank you so much. Agenda item 8.1 is the monthly report, curriculum and instruction, Dr. DeVries.
Good evening, Chairman Patillo, Vice Chair Atkinson, school board members, Dr. Bracy. As always, you have a full report of highlights of the great work that curriculum and instruction is doing, as well as our teachers and students across the division in your packets. This evening, I have with me Dr. Calhoun and Ms. Hatcher, our elementary and secondary mathematics coordinators, respectively. They are going to provide some information about what's been happening in the area of math, how they've been working with teachers and students to prepare us for our SOL tests, as well as just preparing them for what's next in life. So I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Calhoun.
Yes. Yes. Good evening, Chair Patillo, Vice Chair Atkinson, Dr. Bracy, school board members, and guests all virtually. I'm Dr. Wanda Calhoun I'm the coordinator for elementary mathematics. I wanted to tell you a few things exciting that's going to go on in mathematics. First of all, we heard you guys last year when you asked for some help for parents. So we have started a parent help desk. The majority of our elementary schools, one time per month, they're providing an hour of opportunity for parents to come in and receive any help that they need in the area of math, and that has been well received. We also have created instructional videos to help some of our less experienced teachers and instructors to provide more quality instruction. So those videos are in the process of being some grade levels are complete for the remainder of the year. The other ones are almost. We have a parent SOL night coming up on March the 5th at Emily Spong, where third grades focus on third grade students for their first SOL test. And parents can come and learn about the SOL test and how the CAT test works, as well as students can have some review games. And then we have the basketball math madness, which is a big event for us. students come in and they do math questions, they can have help. But the biggest part about that is it goes on all day at Manor High School. That's on March 22nd, and all elementary schools compete, one against the other. So in pairs. And now I am here with my partner in crime, Ms. Hatcher.
Hey, good afternoon, Chair Patillo, Vice Chair Atkinson, Dr. Bracy, school board members and guests. I'm India Hatcher and I'm the coordinator of secondary mathematics. What's coming up in secondary mathematics, where we have our math nights at our middle schools, and we're going to start off with Waters Middle School, and it's called Nacho Average Math Night on the 25th of February at 6 o'clock. We partner with the Office of Science, and we'll be presenting at the STEM Day on March 15th at Manor High School. We'll be back at Craddock Middle School on March 18th, where we'll have our Title I Reading and Math SOL night, where our parents and students will get a chance to explore middle school testing and practice some reading and math skills. And in May, we'll have our second annual High School Mathematics Challenge at Churchill High School, and we look forward to recognizing some more of our future mathematicians. We're here this evening to give you some insight into how we engage students across the schools and across the grade levels in mathematics using one of the instructional models called the CRA model.
Next slide. There we are.
I was just going to say, if you could just direct Dean to the next screen once you just
Yeah.
let him know, and he'll flip to the next screen.
Okay, thank you. As we work to adjust curriculum to the new 2023 VDOE mathematics standards with new content, new item types, and new assessment measures, our team continually works with teachers and students using evidence-based strategies to work towards increased student achievement. Next slide.
So our team works to align activities, opportunities, experiences to create future-ready individuals who are able to critically think, analyze, solve problems, and make connections. Next slide. You know, this year, new standards have been fully implemented and students will be assessed on these items. And historically, when new standards are implemented, trends indicate that a decline in scores is to be expected. Next slide.
In most courses, there have been significant additions to content and rigor in the 2023 standards, as exampled by the two courses shown here. Our team has put in tremendous effort to prepare teachers for the transition to the new standards by offering professional development, providing quality resources, providing opportunities for teachers and students to interact with new item types, and ensure that they have ample support. Next slide. This is the additions and deletions from algebra. As you can see on the screen, there are way more additions than there are deletions. Next slide.
Our primary goal here in mathematics is to help students and teachers make sense of it. And we begin with the foundational hands-on elements of math, and then we move into more visual concepts and then critical thinking. We work as a division to make math more accessible to all students. So here is an example of one instructional strategy we use called the concrete representational abstract model of teaching mathematics. This is an elementary example. Next slide. And this would be a secondary example. Our teachers, instructional coaches, our program specialists all play an important role in implementing this strategy with fidelity, as you will see in this short video.
I wonder.
The CRA model stands for Concrete, Representational, and Abstract. It's a model that we use in the mathematics teaching to help students gain a better understanding, starting at the bottom with foundational skills, and throughout each stage, they gain a better knowledge toward the concept that they're working on. The importance for using the model is we start with students at the concrete level, which is the doing aspect of it, where they actually take manipulatives, hands-on things. They'll use counters, they'll use 10 frames, anything to help them understand and get an idea of what they're doing. If it's subtraction, they'll actually take away the items. Addition, they're adding the items. They're building the fractions and understanding that piece. With the representational, then they move those pieces to something they can put on the paper. How can they draw a picture of what they used, actually touching the manipulatives? And then lastly, we try to move them from that paper representation to the abstract, where they're actually doing the math.
In class, I'm learning about patterns and increasing patterns, which is another word for growing patterns. We get to use lots of colors, shapes, letters to make patterns, and it helps me if I make mistakes, that it'll help me figure it out so I can do it over again.
In middle school, we start with plotting coordinates on the coordinate plane, and then we determine the rise over run, which is the slope for a graph. Our students, they are learning how to write an equation for a linear function using the form y equals mx plus b. And with the CRA model, we're using geoboard so they can have a visual representation of what they're actually doing, which is determining the slope.
In the CRA model, I'm learning slopes, coordinate planes, and how to plot the numbers on the coordinate plane.
My colleagues and I collaborate, so we usually plan with a week or maybe 2 weeks in advance. We talk about different things, different misconceptions that our students may have, and work those things out.
When I go into high school or college, I plan on using math to my advantage because it's kind of one of my strengths.
And that's it for our presentation. Thank you so much for watching. And now if you have any questions, we'd be glad to answer those.
Thank you so much, Dr. Calhoun and Ms. Hatcher, for the presentation. Also, thank you for expanding the family engagement opportunities within the Department of Math. It's greatly appreciated. And I look forward to attending your math challenge. So please be sure, and I encourage all board members to attend if you can. It's a great opportunity to encourage our elementary school students in the area of math, and parents, they take off work to come to encourage their kids as they're participating. So it's a great event. So I know we have that coming up. We also have History Bowl coming up as well, I believe in April, and I get to host that again. That was always one of my favorite activities. So I'm looking forward to that. Just encourage y'all to come out and attend as many as you can to encourage our students. But do we have any questions for Dr. Calhoun or Ms. Hatcher? All right. I guess y'all did that great of a job. Thank you all so much. And so we'll now move back to an agenda item. Dr. DeVries, was that all? I'm sorry, I didn't cut you off. Okay, all right. Agenda item 8.2 is our School Board Appreciation Month, February 2025. Dr. Bracy.
All right, thank you, sir. As you know, this was an agenda item that we couldn't push back to next month because February is School Board Appreciation Month. So we wanted to make sure that we got that in. So I do want to share certificates that were received from the Virginia School Board Association. And I will read, the first one I will read is for Devontae Peterson, who's our student representative. And that one reads, the 2025 Certificate of Recognition, Mr. Devontae A. Peterson, Student Representative, in appreciation of your dedication and service and excellence on behalf of the students of the Commonwealth of Virginia, and is signed by Dr. Joanna Rollins-Fels, the VSBA President, and Gina Patterson, VSBA Executive Director. And next, we have certificates from VSBA to all of the board members. So I'll read one certificate so that you'll know what's written on it. And that's the 2025 VSBA School Board Appreciation Month, Champions of Opportunity, Advocates for Excellence. And each board member's name, and that's signed again by Dr. Jawanda Rollins-Fels, VSBA President, and Gina Patterson, VSBA Executive Director. So I will get those certificates to you at our next meeting. So I know you can't wait to have them and have those framed and posted in your offices. So we will get those to you as soon as we can. So happy School Board Appreciation Month.
Thank you, sir. I think you're being sarcastic when you said that, but I'll take it anyway. Agenda item 9.1 is our monthly report from our superintendent, Dr. Bracy. You're up again.
Okay, sir. All right. So I'll start my remarks tonight by thanking our families and staff for their support over the past 2 days. School cancellations are never easy, especially when there are snowstorms the size of what we have experienced this week. Our staff, led by our Department of Curriculum and Instruction, have done a great job adapting to the remote learning model and making themselves available for our students. Of course, we want to especially thank our families for supporting their children as they engage in their work and assignments at home. Together, we have been able to navigate the storm, and we appreciate your continued support. And we also your continued support tomorrow, as we will have another remote learning day scheduled. We all hope to be back to normal operations next week. We're keeping our fingers crossed. Speaking of our families, I do want to remind those viewing at home that Wednesday, all families should have received the link to our annual family and community engagement survey. As part of our strategic plan, Expedition 2025, we have specific goals we're working to meet. One of those goals is based on how you, our families, feel we're doing in creating a welcoming environment, as well as providing your child with resources to support their academic and social emotional needs. Please take the time to take this survey so that we can mark our progress there. While you're in the survey, you'll notice also we have questions that will help us in building our next strategic plan. There are 6 questions that will help us identify the priorities you have for our division. To our staff members, you were emailed the link to those questions as well. The more feedback we have, the better informed we will be in making these important decisions to help guide our division's future. Let me also share that staff and families will have the ability to weigh in on the draft plan later in the spring as well, as we will again appreciate your input. The current survey for both staff and families will close next Friday, February 28th. Finally, I want to remind all families of our littlest learners that preschool registration is about to begin. The application window will open Monday, March 3rd. If you have any questions about the process of registration, you can visit our preschool registration webpage at ppsk12.us. Thank you, Dr. Patillo. That concludes my report. You're muted, sir.
I try to go the whole meeting without messing up. But I'm going to now move to agenda item 9.2, board member comments. Do we have any board member comments on this evening? I'm looking at all right, Ms. Shoemake. And Vice Chair Atkinson after Ms. Shoemake.
I will make mine very quick. I just want to say, because I know we're ending February, Happy Black History Month. I also want to give a special shout out to the NAACP Youth and College organization. They highlight individuals every day throughout Black History Month. Today, they highlighted me. So thank you all so much. Again, Happy Black History Month, and I hope you all have an awesome rest of your month.
All right, Vice Chair Atkinson.
Thank you, Chair. Just want to, and both of these invites have been sent out by Ms. Stewart. On February 28th, we have the boot camp and master class certificate ceremony that will take place between 5 p.m. and 7 p.m. in council chambers. Again, that's Friday, February 28th. Our chair will be giving remarks there. Dr. Bracy will also be present. Hopefully we can get our media team out there as well. And then we all have received the invite to the Starbase pep rally. If you are able to attend, please respond. I think that email was sent out because we want to make sure, your mail is right. But Don Carey will be the keynote speaker. He is a former NFL player, former Chesapeake City Council member. And comedian Cletus Cassidy will also be the master of ceremonies. He wowed the crowd last year, so definitely if you can attend, this will be a great event, and it's for our partner, Starbase. That is it. Thank you, Chair.
Vice Chair, can you repeat the date for that?
The Starbase or the certificate ceremony?
Starbase.
Starbase is going to be March 13th, and I thank you, Board Member Shoemate. I don't think I mentioned the date, and that's going to be at Rivers Casino, and it's going to be from 5 p.m. to 8:30 p.m.
All right. Did we have any other comments from board members? I did again want to thank Dr. Bracy and staff for the quick adjustment due to the winter storm this week and getting packets home for elementary students, and for all of our staff still being available virtually during the school day this week. I greatly appreciate it. Also, I know we were I was supposed to get up with Dr. Simmons today for a presentation, but we'll hopefully get to reschedule that as well. And I did want to share a kudo. I received a couple text messages today stating, hey, the HR department is really on it. They already asked if you're coming back to work again next year already. So that was a great compliment to hear. Dr. Jackson, I keep calling you Dr. Jackson, I'm claiming it. But Ms. Jackson, thank you for the work of you and your staff for getting those notifications out early. They should be greatly appreciated. We do know that retaining staff is greatly important, and make sure that we have them in place for the start of the new school year. So thank you so much for that. I think that was all I had. Oh, thank you to our Dr. Simmons, to the operations staff. So although I know we're all home, staying warm, they're still making sure that things will be right for us next week whenever we do start back. So thank you to your staff for that. They're constantly working behind the scenes and don't get enough credit. So thank you so much for your staff and the work they do as well. All right, if we don't have any other board member comments, thank you all again for adjusting your schedules and your time at home to join us on this evening. I hope y'all have a great rest of your night, and please stay safe and stay warm for the remainder of the week. Thank you.